What's up, y'all? We're gonna take a little break from looking at all these trucks and check out a truck driving school. I talked to them earlier, and they had some really good points, and I really want to highlight it because I think y'all will enjoy it, and the world really needs to know how truck drivers should be trained in this day and age. A lot of truck driving schools, they just out to get you in, get the money, and get you out of there. But the real good fundamentals have gotten, to me, I feel like they've gotten lost. So this truck driving school is doing it right. So I'm not gonna talk no more. I'm gonna end up letting them talk.
Hey everyone, I'm AJ with Driving Academy Tallahassee, Florida. I'm the owner. This is Raphael. He's a school manager. A little bit about us. We operate a CDL truck driving school in Quincy, Florida, right outside of Tallahassee. We offer Class A and B. I was the owner-operator for 35 years, and I'm a third-generation truck driver. My grandfather was the owner-operator, and my father was the owner-operator. And about 2 years ago, I decided to come off the road because I complained a lot about truck drivers and some of the bonehead things and just ignorant things that people do. And my wife was glad for me to do that, but she said I should do it because I'm always complaining. So if I'm going to complain, do something about it in my own small way. I can't obviously fix it on my own, or we can't fix it on our own.
Right.
But so I did it, and we've been up and running for about 7 months, and we train more than just how to drive a truck. Not only do we teach you how to reverse offset and alley dock and blindside back and parallel park and all the things that you need to learn, but we try to instill in our students how to act and how to behave and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. We do some videos like what kind of, we call it what grinds my gears. I cover things from sloppy, dirty truck drivers to dashes full of trash to fuel island etiquette and topics that we're just going to discuss. But we also tell our students, dress, don't wear flip-flops and pajama pants, and look professional and take pride in your equipment, whether you own it or whether you drive for somebody else. It doesn't really matter. I always say that how a truck driver, his appearance of himself and his equipment is going to tell you a lot about a truck driver. So we try to go above and beyond. The biggest compliment we have gotten from our students is that we actually care about them. Obviously I open the business to make money. Everybody does, okay? So I'll just throw that out there. Yes, I want to make money. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that students that come out of our school in Tallahassee or Quincy are educated. And I tell them when they leave, all right, don't embarrass me, because if I find out you're embarrassing me, I'm going to call you. They're always a student of ours. And when they leave, a lot of them feel like family. And when they leave, we feel like, oh man, he's not coming to school tomorrow, or she's not going to be back to school tomorrow. So it changes the atmosphere. But then somebody else will come in and it starts all over again. Yeah. But that's a little bit of why I did it. A little bit what makes us different. We're proud of the fact that about 95% of our students leave with no E restriction, meaning they learn how to drive manuals. A lot of them come in and say, oh, I just want to do automatic. And we say, hey, it's the same price. Why don't you let us teach you? I'm a little bit old school. I grew up in these things. So if you can't drive a manual, to me, you weren't a truck driver. So that's why I kind of tend to steer people towards manual. And we're one of the few schools that still actually offers manual. And we have a really cool simulator to help teach them all about clutch position and how to shift gears, and it walks them through it. Majority of our students have never even sat in a semi-truck. And when they leave, we test them out. They go get their license. We do the testing and everything. And I'll let Raph take over for a little while because he probably has some things he would like to share.
Well, like AJ said, like some of our students, they come back and tell us, man, if it wasn't because you guys took the extra time and effort to help me out and pull me aside and teach me where I was struggling, I would have never got my license, or I was going to lose my job if I didn't get this license, and you made it happen. That to us is what makes this worth it, right? The fact that somebody came in, had no clue what they were doing, and now they have something that's going to change their life. Because we were talking about it earlier. What other career or choice can you make where you don't have to go to college and be making the amount of money that you can make driving a truck without an education? I didn't go to college. You know,
Neither. I didn't go to
he
college.
didn't go to college either, and here we are, right? You know, that's what makes us different.
Yeah, and people say, oh, there's no money in trucking, or there's no freedom in trucking. And, you know, sure, you know, 1985 to now, it is different, but there's still some freedom, and there's still money to be made. Um, you know, so I don't agree when people say that. I think that sometimes, and it's normally guys that have been doing it like as long as I have, they get salty.
Yeah.
And if I had any advice for current truck drivers that are experienced, you know, I know what it's like. You try to offer help to somebody and they don't want to hear it. Well, then walk away. But don't, just because one person doesn't want the help. You know, these younger guys, they look up to everybody at this truck show. You walk around here and you see young kids and they're into trucks. The image of trucking has decayed in the last 30 years. And the only way to get that back is if us older guys, you know, take the time. You know, you can't treat somebody, oh, he's a newbie, he's driving for this company, he's driving for that company. You know what? As long as they act right and they carry themselves properly, let's try to help the younger guys. You know, and that's really what I'm trying to do. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll be successful, maybe I'll fail. I don't know. But, you know, in my own little way, I can go to bed at night and I know the students we turn out, they leave way better off in a lot of ways than they came to us. Some of them come to us as their last opportunity to do something with their life. Other ones just want to change from something different. But, you know, so when I go to bed at night, I can sleep well because I know we put forth 100% and we care about our people. And I got to give a shout out to my instructors and my girls, and my sales associates back to school. They do an awesome job. My instructors do an awesome job. They're very patient because it's not just Raph and I training, you know. I mainly do testing now, and he runs the school and trains and does about everything there is to do. But without our instructors, you know, and our instructors are like family to us, and they do a great job, and they take the extra time with our students. So, yeah.
The whole team makes the organization run school.
Yes,
for sure.
It's a team. We look at it like a family, but yeah, it's a team. Yeah, for sure.
Now, if somebody wanted to look you up online or social media, where can they find you or get some more information?
So, Facebook, we are Driving Academy Tallahassee, Florida, and our TikTok, I don't know off the top of my head, it is driving.academyta. And our website is www.drivingacademy.com/school/Quincy-FL/. And we're open for calls 8 to 7. We train from 8 to 9, 5 days a week, and we even train on the weekends. Oh, that's another thing we offer. We offer flexible payment plans.
Yep.
So a lot of our students, they can't afford to spend $5,500 to go to CDL school and then quit their job. So we have flexible training where they can train 4 hours a day, 1 day a week. Yeah, it's going to take them a while, and then we finance it with no interest. It's a pay-as-you-go. So they put their down payment down, $500 down, and they make weekly payments. And if they miss one, they just don't train that week. They come the next week, make their normal regular payment. You know, so we make it affordable. And you can come full-time. I mean, anywhere in between, from every day of the week to 1 day a week. We try to work with folks.
Okay. Now, I know some people, they could get the Hope or the Hope grant or whatever, that they could go to the school and get their CDL and it'll pay for it. Now, do y'all accept something like that?
If they get approved through Pell, something like that, then we can accept it. We also have locally, and this is only for people in Gadsden County or Tallahassee, which is Leon County. If they go through their local career source office, they offer programs where they'll pay for your CDL. You know, it's a little bit of a process for folks, but hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And we make it affordable too. If you can't get a grant or something, some of those grants you have to have your high school diploma. You know, All you have to come to our school is be over 18 years old and want to do this and put in the time and the work.
Yeah, have that drive.
We have a motto: when you come, we preach it. You're here to learn and earn your CDL license. There's no handouts.
There you go. All right, now, do y'all have a company, or are y'all set up with a company? They test out, get their CDL, and they can go to work for someone.
You want to cover that?
Part of that lifetime relationship that we're talking about, it's not, hey, you graduated, you're done. I tell my students that, you know, just because you're done with the school itself, you're not done with us. We're not done with you either, okay? We will help you find a job for the rest of your life. We call companies all the time, and we put them on this list that the students get access to for the rest of their life. Not just because they graduated school today, they got a job, we're done with you. No. You get some experience down the line. We have companies that go from no experience at all to 6 months to a year, 2 years, 3 years. So you can always come back and be like, hey, Raf, I'm looking for something a little bit better. Can I get an updated version of that list? Absolutely. Come on by. We'll give you that list again. Find what you like. Apply to it. Get your new job. Stop by. Say hi. We tell our students, don't be strangers.
And we actually have a QR code that we put on their certificate, their diploma. And the QR code goes to our job opportunities board. And we have everything listed out there from 0 experience. These folks will hire you, and here's what they do, and here's what they require.
And their benefits.
All the way up to companies that require 2 or 3 years. So if they don't lose the QR, they can always go right back in through that. And if they lose it, we can just send them the QR again.
Right.
So they're never left alone.
Right.
You know, we're not going to apply for them. Right. But these are all companies we have relationships with. And, you know, they've got to put their effort in, just like they did in school.
Yeah,
We do some legwork for them, but they finish it out.
almost like the horse in the water. You can lead them to the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, true.
there you go. Well, good deal. I wish y'all success, and hopefully y'all can continue to make great truck drivers out here. So,
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank
We
you.
intend to.
yeah, thank y'all.
And thank you for your time.